Begrudging others' success is the ultimate act of self-harm. Speaker 8. Imagine the scene. In front of you lies a perfectly paved asphalt road, smooth and level, leading straight to the finish line. As long as you follow it, you'll arrive safely. Sounds great, right? Speaker B. Right. Speaker 8. But instead, you choose to veer off that path. You choose to walk barefoot into the thicket of thorns and broken glass right next to it, treading until your feet are covered in blood. Speaker B. Well, that sounds incredibly masochistic. Speaker 8. Exactly. And the only reason you're doing it is simply because you don't like the look of the person who paved the road. Honestly, in the physical world, you'd never make such an absurd decision, never. Speaker B. Absolutely not. Speaker A. But that is the core of our deep dive today. Welcome to this discussion. Speaker B. Welcome. You're right on a psychological level. This is a real-life drama we play out every single day. We would often rather self-destruct than let someone we dislike be proven right. Speaker A. That essay. So, the material we're deconstructing today is a highly enlightening record of a dialogue between a master and a disciple. It is a deep analysis of the great Ratnakuta Sutra Maratnaka Estra. Speaker B. And this isn't just some high-in-the-clouds religious theory. Speaker A. No, it's actually a precise dissection of the deep-seated afflictions of the human brain and our self-destructive mechanisms. Our mission today is to help you dismantle the psychological landmines we often ignore in daily life. Speaker B. Meaning, why do we sometimes inexplicably sabotage ourselves? Why do arrogance and jealousy silently cut off all our good fortune? Speaker A. Let us jump straight into a scenario you and I might experience every day at the office or at home. How do we actually receive information? This is interesting. The scripture mentions a principle: if a speaker possesses the four unimpeded eloquences, meaning they can explain the truth in a way that is clear, logical, and absolutely beneficial to you. Speaker B. Right. Speaker A. If you meet such a person, you ought to place immense trust in them. You should even regard them as a Buddha, meaning respect them as an awakened being. Speaker B. That sounds logical. If someone gives me a perfect business proposal today, I should adopt it. Speaker A. Logically. Yes, but here's the chilling reality the master points out. Speaker B. What reality? Speaker A. It's that as long as our hearts are heavy with afflictions crashes, we are prone to a fatal error. Because I hate you as a person, I will simultaneously slander and reject the truth dharma coming out of your mouth. Speaker B. Let us break that down. If I intensely dislike a colleague, the moment they open their mouth, even if their proposal could objectively make the company a fortune, my instinct is to find loopholes just to attack them. Speaker A. Precisely that mindset. Speaker B. But is it really that serious? Can't it just be a simple case of I just don't like their face? Speaker A. The experts in the scriptures don't see it that way. Based on the text, this dislike is essentially hatred aversion. Speaker B. Hatred. Speaker A. Yes, the Buddha said that no single dharma phenomenon is more destructive than hatred. Don't think of it as an abstract concept, think of it as an automatic switch. Speaker B. The switch that automatically turns on bad luck mode. Speaker A. Exactly. It causes all your obstacles and misfortunes to activate. The scripture says this severs your wholesome conditions and brings unwholesome conditions to fruition. Speaker B. So it's like drinking poison yourself and hoping the other person dies. Speaker A. Precisely. In the text, it says even if a bodhisattva feels hatred toward another bodhisattva, the consequences are grave. How much more so for us ordinary people? Speaker B. So if rejecting good advice is just a surface symptom, what is the underlying disease? Why do we feel this destructive hatred toward others? Speaker A. The cause is often hidden in the dark side we are least willing to admit: the fear that others are better than us. Speaker B. Fearing that others will thrive. Speaker A. Yes, the text defines this as not being in accord with benefit. The dialogue mentions a hyper-realistic scene. Speaker B. I bet it's a scene of people sabotaging each other. Speaker A. Close. It's when someone happily mentions they've made a little progress in their self-cultivation, and someone else immediately shuts them down by digging up their past. Speaker B. Like saying, you've improved. Didn't you just mess up yesterday? Speaker A. Exactly. Killing the vibe instantly. The person digging up the past isn't interested in the facts. They just don't want to see the other person feeling good about themselves. Speaker B, it's like the famous crab mentality. When one crab is about to climb out of the bucket, the others pull it back down. Speaker A, right. The text even mentions a shocking case. There were once 5 bodhisattvas who, simply because they feared others might benefit and wanted to monopolize the advantages, created heavy karma. Speaker B, 5 bodhisattvas. Speaker A, and as a result, they endured immense suffering for lifetimes to come. Speaker B, that's chilling. It reminds me of a very relatable analogy the master used in the dialogue. Speaker A, you mean the smartphone analogy? Speaker B, yes, look at the smartphone in your hand. It serves your needs every day. Never provokes you, that's practically perfect. Speaker A, truly. It's more obedient than most people. Speaker B, but when our temper flares up, we might still smash it against the wall. Speaker A, this proves just how rational humans become when they surrender to their afflictions. Speaker B, exactly. You'll even smash a lifeless object that did nothing to you. The material also mentions the mindset of Miyu from Dream of the Red Chamber. Speaker A, right. Miyu is a classic example. If someone else touches my things, I'd rather destroy them. Speaker B, it's that if I continue havoc, you continue either mentality. The moment you touch it, I'll smash it. This readiness to destroy is called not being in accord with the Dharma. If you follow your afflictions, you naturally exhaust all your goodness and are left only with the bitter fruit of suffering. Speaker A, and here is the key point, suffering is self-inflicted. No one else can give it to you. Speaker B, wait, that sounds very counterintuitive. People might be thinking, if my boss screams at me for no reason, he is the one shoving suffering down my throat. Speaker A, let us use the logic of the text to deconstruct that. What the boss throws out is just sound waves and malice. You have the choice not to catch it. Speaker B, right. If you stay calm and don't react with affliction, it is just a gust of wind. Speaker A, suffering only rises because your heart catches that fireball and refuses to let go. Speaker B, wow, so we are actually processing our own pain. And when we are in the state of selfishness and jealousy, we don't just hurt others, we become chronically ungrateful. Speaker A, yes, this part of the dialogue touches on a profound perspective. We have human bodies, normal intelligence, and social abilities. Do we think these are just taken for granted? Speaker B, from the perspective of the sutra, these are actually the basic equipment Siddhartha Bodhisattva gave us when he pulled us out of the hell realms. Speaker A, but the biggest human flaw is ingratitude. The moment we turn around, we think my success is purely my own hard work. We even start to view our parents or the bodhisattvas as obstacles to our hedonism. Speaker B, to be honest, if I've achieved something, isn't it because I stayed up late and worked hard? To say it's all thanks to a bodhisattva, doesn't that dismiss personal effort? Speaker A, the master gave a brilliant analogy for this. He calmly replied, it's like someone gave you a suit of clothes, 2 bags of crackers, 3 bottles of water, and a survival kit. Speaker B, okay. Speaker A, you survived because you had those things, but they didn't go out of your own body. Speaker B, I get it. My effort is just using the equipment. Speaker A, exactly. If you continue to squander these resources and attack others with your afflictions, your blessings' fortune will be depleted. That's why the disciple in the text had a sudden realization training in gratitude is the top priority. He described it as preserving a single hair. Speaker B, preserving a hair. Speaker A, yes, it's a vivid metaphor. Make sure that when you fall back into the mud or a predicament in the future, there is still 1 hair left for the bodhisattva to grab and pull you out. If even that hair is gone, if you recovered in the non-stick hole of arrogance, no one can save you. Speaker B, when we forget kindness and our ego inflates to the limit, the most terrifying thing happens. Speaker A, there is something worse. Speaker B, yes, worse than those who turn their backs on the Buddha are the ones who usurp the host. Speaker A, usurping the host, meaning they don't just disobey, they want to be the boss. Speaker B, exactly. These people scold the Buddha in their hearts, thinking your way is wrong, you should do it this way. They can't distinguish who is the guest and who is the host. Speaker B, it's like screaming at your GPS. You don't know anything. I'm the boss, and then driving off a cliff. Speaker A, and what does the text say the consequences? The master described a terrifying vision. The wind of karma will blow you into the form of an ant that is constantly stepped on. Speaker B and Speaker A, and the pain isn't a one-time thing. It's like having your 10 fingers placed on a rock and smashed one by one with a hammer. Speaker B, dear God. Speaker A, once the new flesh grows back, they are smashed again. Those who step on others will eventually be trampled into a pulp. Generation after generation, dying in slow agony. This is the extreme price of that fleeting desire for control. Speaker B, that imagery is so intense, it makes my skin crawl. All that pain, just for a momentary sense of being the boss. Speaker A, so, to bring this all together, the end of the dialogue mentions the wonderful mind of Nirvana from the Shurangama Sutra. Speaker B, wonderful mind of Nirvana. Sounds deep, what does it actually mean? Speaker A, simply put, if we only recognize the illusions that rise and vanish like greed, anger, and pride, and we follow those afflictions, we are in accord with birth and death. Speaker B, a meaning. We stay under that hammer. Speaker A, to leap out of that, we need constant training. In every word and action, we must practice not following our afflictions. Speaker B, truly. It's like we're driving a race car, and our default setting is to floor it straight off a cliff. Speaker A, exactly. It's a long-term war against the habits of our own brains. This discussion has really illuminated the darkest corners of our hearts. Speaker B, so, before we end this deep dive, I want you to take this thought with you as a question worth reflecting on. Speaker A, next time you feel that surge of wanting to prove you're the boss, or that sour sting of jealousy when someone else succeeds, stop and ask yourself, am I truly fighting for my rights? Or am I unknowingly picking up the hammer that will eventually smash my own fingers? Speaker B, that is truly food for thought. Remember, every single thought is paving the road to your future. Speaker A, thank you for joining this deep dive. Speaker B, I'll see you next time.